Technologies played a crucial role in the planning and research, pre-production, production, post-production, and evaluation of my main and ancillary texts. The proliferation of hardware and software, as well as technological convergence, has allowed me to integrate technology seamlessly. For this evaluation question, we have integrated multiple technologies. I used Microsoft Word to construct this response onto a Mac computer, and then write my response to this question, then proceeded to record myself reading it using a digital sound recorder. I then exported this audio file into Adobe Premiere Pro, which allowed me to insert clips using QuickTime Player, as well as titles which served as an example to go alongside my spoken response. I then exported this question using a QuickTime file and distributed it onto YouTube and used this URL link to embed it onto my blog using Blogger. I have been able to integrate all these technologies into answering this question alone. Working in a group, it was vital to be able to communicate effectively. It was essential that we could access each other's ideas both quickly and easily, and to do this we used Blogger as our communication platform. This technology meant that we could embed videos and upload scripts as they continued to develop and the new ideas began to form. Online technologies such as Celtex, which is an open source software, we were able to create our own professional looking scripts, which we could export as a PDF and upload to SlideShare to then embed into Blogger. This not only helped us to organise our planning and pre-production, but also helped to provide everyone who was involved in our production with up-to-date knowledge of our development plan. As part of our planning process, we also use various websites for inspiration, including Short of the Week, YouTube and Vimeo. These provided us with texts for us to analyse so that we could establish conventions and analyse narrative structure. An example of this is portraits. In this film, there was an extensive use of cutaways and gave a sense of intimacy with the subject. YouTube was used frequently for the user-generated content that helped to teach us how to achieve certain effects and techniques with our camera equipment and providing tutorials on how to do so. These tutorials were also vital in the understanding of how to use softwares including InDesign and Premiere Pro. Due to the nature of our short film being a documentary, our location was essentially decided for us, and we decided against changing the natural setting for our film. We took photos of the location where the homeless man sits using our smartphones and airdropped them to our computers to upload to our blogs. We also took screenshots of the exact location using Google Maps so that we could establish where we could charge our equipment and set up a base for our production. During our production, we used a DSLR camera, and using YouTube tutorials, we gained a full understanding of the equipment we'd be using to film with to get the most out of the camera, by gaining confidence with how to alter the ISO, the f-stop, and shutter speed to achieve clear, well-lit shots to avoid grain and under or overexposure. An example of a video we watched was Learn from a Master. We used a wide-angle lens to achieve a sense of surroundings and context, and manipulating the f-stop in accordance. We were able to achieve some shallow depth of field shots, helping to establish an intimate representation where the focus was on the subject alone. We also decided to film some shots at 50 frames per second in case we needed to slow down any clips to get a smooth slow motion effect. We also used a sound recorder to get a clear, crisp sound to prevent the audience from being taken away from the world of the film. To understand how to use a sound recorder, we used our phone to record our teacher giving us a step-by-step tutorial so that we could later access the video if needed. In post-production regarding sound, we integrated Premiere Pro and Adobe Audition, where we were able to select sound clips and increase the clarity and export the clips back to Premiere Pro very quickly and easily, and the two programs coincide. We also used Premiere Pro to cut together a montage sequence, create slow motion clips, color grade our film, as well as using fade and dissolve effects. We were able to easily distribute our film by exporting our film into a QuickTime movie file and uploading it onto YouTube. This allowed us to access a URL link which enabled us to copy and send to our peers and other acquaintances via text or social media on our smartphones to receive audience feedback and input. To create our ancillary text, we found examples of posters and magazines so that we could see the conventions and layouts to create our own successful texts. We then scanned these magazine and poster examples and uploaded them to our blog to study and analyse their layout and design. We responded to this by using Photoshop to achieve ancillary text ourselves. For the poster, we uploaded a portrait that I had taken of the subject using my DSLR camera and used that as a background image. For the credit block on our poster, we used a digital website called 1001 Free Fonts. We found a credit block font to create a genuine looking credit block. I also created my own idents using InDesign. exported them to Photoshop, and placed these onto our poster. For the magazine, we imported the scanned examples we found into Photoshop and conducted a full analysis, and imported them as JPEGs to embed into our blog. In this way, we were able to collectively establish the conventions and reach consensus on our approach. From here, we created flat plans in analog by drawing, then using InDesign to create digital mockups. To write the magazine, we were able to get a word count from using placeholder text before inserting the real text. It is clear to see quite how much we rely on technologies, and have done since the beginning of our research. We continued using technologies in our planning, production and distribution stages of our media product.